Alright, yo, what is up? So, I'm having to record on the NVIDIA uh, app because OBS apparently crashes this game. So that's annoyed me. But literally colour me surprised that these games are broken on launch. Well, I thought I'd just do this just to see how it runs. Uh, let's at least see if I can get my ultra wide working. That's it. Yeah, at least it supports that. Indiana Jones did, so I did kind of expect it. Triple buffering, I never use it. So I think that basically, that triple buffering is if you're getting over a 60 consistently. What's this crap? I don't want this shit on. I'm not on console. Yeah, again, trying to force out on. I don't want my image quality worsening if I'm dropping frames. So I never use that. Alright, so I might as well just go there. Probably going to run badly at native. Let's face it. I mean, this is on the 4090, but I'm saying in general, it doesn't look good natively. Then you got path tracing to come. No, I'll leave that off just for recording's sake. But I will be using HDR when I'm playing it on without recording. So there we go. So that's the default texture for. Right, so this is what annoys me. They don't tell you on there what size VRAM is recommended. So it's on that. Alright, well I'll put it on that, and because I just want to see. So for people with say a 9070 XD, I can measure it and tell you how much, what's the optimal range for it. Because I know the threshold point on 16GB GPUs, but it will depend on how much VRAM. So I watched the video on the 9070 XD, and I think it does overspill on the highest setting here, which is 4096. So I don't know why they just don't make it more user friendly for people, to be honest. That was my problem with Indiana Jones. It was a lot worse on that Indiana Jones because I think it would crash. So whatever. So I think I've maxed it all out. So we'll go into the campaign. Ultra Violence, Nightmare, Pandemonium. The difficulty has the same level as Nightmare. If you run out of life signals, die, your campaign run is lost. This is the same challenge as Nightmare, but if you ever die, your campaign... That's a bit stupid. Fuck it, let's do that for a laugh. You can change the difficulty settings at any time. Alright. It's mainly a benchmark sort of video anyway. At least there might be some story with us. In the age of fire and ruin, where the legions of elves set foot upon the Argent. And Yeah, because my problem with Doom Eternal is there was literally no story, and it was repetitive in the gameplay. Every level felt pretty much the same, just defeating every enemy you've already beat. The same sort of sub bosses or whatever you want to call them. But this actually might be more interesting. So, we're on DLAA. DLSS 4 is actually in the game. I looked at the files. So.
Another fool's errand, witch. You have wasted our time once again.
We will not leave here until the heart of Argent is found. It is close.
The Horde will tear this village to pieces, but our time is running out. Soon, the humans will summon him.
King Novi, we found their entry point.
King
It doesn't make
Nova.
sense, sir.
The barrier is still holding, but our scans show that 3 portals were opened from inside the village.
The demons couldn't get past the barrier, so their followers are letting them in. Thira,
The transports.
To be fair, this is at 1440p. So obviously at 4K it will be
Valen's armored division
more
still
demanding.
an hour away.
We could try and launch the outlet.
There is no time.
But I still think native is pretty much poorly optimised in most modern day games.
We
It's not
need
something I agree with. But obviously this push for upscaling in that is I just think it makes some optimised games worse, to be honest. Definitely. But the good thing is upscalers are good, but it does look really nice
Thira,
at native.
this temple must
Even at 1440p, which is good.
The village of Colleen is a mining settlement.
Some
If it
game
falls,
engines like
everything will be destroyed.
look dramatically worse at
including
1440p.
their sentinel energy reserves.
Once you go balanced or performance at 1440p.
launch the Slayer.
If you, as long as you do quality on a 1440p, you're
Total
fine, I think.
purification targeted for the village of Kalim.
Yeah, the visuals are pretty good, very clean. Now this is a shield. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the shield yet, but we'll see.
Launching the Slayer in 3, 2, 1. Release.
Alright. 86. 70. 76. 80. I thought we was going to get into a battle then. Yeah, it definitely looks interesting. But I think that games these days you need cutscenes, you need a story. Alright, so
Impact confirmed.
90
Slayer
FPS.
has been activated.
That's 1440p and a 4090. I suppose that's pretty decent, what's that? That's a shield. So it's gonna tell me, is it? What's it? Oh, LT. That 2 million. Oh. You sprint, you can sprint. What's jump? Yes, that's logical. Alright. Roll using shield block, you can lock onto a target. Ah. That's interesting. Yeah. Feels good. But am I going to be doing that all game? I don't know. Hopefully it just mixes up a bit. So that's completely different compared to Doom Eternal. So you jump normally and it runs up. I'd say the scenery definitely looks more interesting to me. Well, it felt like he was in some sort of hub on the Eternal, just bloody locked into some sort of facility, and you're just going from the same level checkpoint to checkpoint. It gets a bit repetitive. There's what's it? There's an elf thing down there, isn't there? There we go. What's going on there? Why was my health critical when I just got a health? How does that? If you are wounded, enemies will. How did that make any sense? How'd you get past her? Use a shield. Oh, so that's like the first one where you bash him, you get your health. I don't know if my health don't go up as much because I've selected a really hard difficulty. Ah, similar. Well, I mean, FPS wise, we're doing alright, so let's turn it up. And I wouldn't be going lower than quality on there anyway. So we go quality. Got frame gen. I don't use frame generation on Tuesday. Because I found in certain games it gives you a bit of input that. It depends on the game, because on a Cyberpunk it feels alright. As long as you're not dipping low. And on a First Descendant it actually felt alright on a third person shooter. So again, it depends on the game. I'll say it so far. this is I think it's going to be better than Eternal, hopefully, for me. The shield ain't too bad, but it just, don't know, it does feel a bit easy as well. And I don't know, it probably gets better, hopefully, in the game.
We can't stay here.
So I'm getting like 40 FPS more, is it? Maybe more than that, maybe 50 FPS more with quality, but depending on where you are.
Location.
But yeah, I think it feels pretty good. The visuals are definitely decent, I'd say.
Confirmed. Weapon drop incoming in 3, 2, 1.
Maybe the loot is going to be better. Although it wasn't too bad on the first one, but I didn't really play out enough to loot or unlock all the skills because I just weren't that interested in it. What's this, a power gauntlet? Looks quite interesting. Press R to perform a melee attack with your power gauntlet. Consume a charge. Yeah, I mean it definitely perform a free oh, they want me to do that, that's why. I was just so focused on killing them really. Wasn't even watching that. Yeah. Well, I will probably put the 90 Sony XT in at some point to have a look, see how it runs on there. But yeah, I mean, it definitely runs alright. What's the VRAM like? See, Nvidia do use less VRAM. See if I put frame generation on. So I don't think this will be usable. What texture for I've put on? I think it was the IS1. Oh yeah, so that adds 1 gigabyte of allocation. So I don't know if that rises the more you get into the game. I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it did. This is like the tutorial part, I think. So don't usually have that on. I mean, that would be alright for 16GB of GPUs. I'm not sure what the 90% XT, maybe AMD use more before frame generation, but I've noticed it don't go up much at all with frame generation. So that frame generation does add more on NVIDIA, but then it's going to depend on, say it was on 14GB for NVIDIA, and then you apply a frame generation and it goes over the threshold of like 15.2GB, around maybe 15.3, but I remember on the 48 it would start to lose performance if it was allocating too much even. So it's going to depend. I mean, when path tracing comes into the game, is that going to add a ton of VRAM like Indiana did? And then again, you sort of think having to last settings and all that, because it is ID engine, but at least it don't, I don't know, I mean, I don't think it does crash. I did have a read of it. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be running alright. I mean, what's a DLAA? Because you will be using more VRAM on DLAA. Yeah, see, that goes up another gigabyte, maybe a bit over a gigabyte. So, then you would say, not that anyone uses frame generation with native really. Alright, so that's higher than it was with upscaling. Yeah, nothing I haven't seen before. Well, I think it might be better optimised than Indiana. We have to see once path tracing comes into the game. But yeah, I mean, I'd say from going by that, it's probably going to be better for me than Eternal. Eternal just got boring for me. But yeah, I'll have to have another go of it. Might do another video saying what I think of it after I've played like a few hours. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I literally don't even use this much, so... Oh, there we go.